welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my co-host with the mo-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
I do in fact have the mo-host, whatever that is. I have it.
Well, it's a little bit more than more-or, and certainly more than let-s.
Okay, we'll go with that. Sure. How you doing, Ian?
I am exhausted because right before recording this, I went through, all my clients got back to me, and I went through a ton of assignments. So that's good for progress, bad for the brain. My brain is empty, which is too bad because you have a lot of questions, and I'm going to have to answer them. Kyle, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Hanging in there, all things considered, but I don't have anything special or awesome going on, so we're just going to go ahead and jump right into the Q&A.
I'm going to have to correct you there because we do have something special and awesome, and that is our patrons.
Oh, yes.
They've stuck with us for so long, sometimes years. So coming up on the season, since we're supposed to be thankful, we're showing our thanks to our patrons as an all-patron Q&A. That's priority. That's non-priority. If you're a patron, we're answering your question on the show today. Bada bing.
Yes.
Now, if you are a patron in the future, or not ever a patron, or just someone who wants to listen to the show but really wants your question answered, email us at BumbleKast@yahoo.com, tweet to us at BumbleKast. If you are a patron, post pretty much anywhere on the Patreon page. That's patreon.com/BumbleKast. If you want your question answered sooner rather than later, become a $5 patron, again, over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, or send us 2 coffees at Ko-fi, that's ko-fi./BumbleKast. Now, if this question has been answered on one of the recent shows, if it's covered in the FAQs on BumbleKast.com, or if it's going to delve into stuff that was originally planned for the Archie Comics Sonic series, we're not going to answer it. We've already told you why. Let's go straight to the priority Q&A.
Alrighty. Let's hop into it with our first question here from Andrew D. In issue 14, Silver holds Metal Sonic in place with psychokinesis. So how is it that Metal Sonic falls through the warp hole that Dr. Starline opens beneath him if he's being held? The only thing I can think of is that Silver's psychokinetic hold acted more like pushing Metal Sonic downward, but that wouldn't seem to line up with what we've seen of his psychokinesis before.
Andrew, looking at issue 14 again, I honestly have no idea what you're talking about, because Silver's not present when Metal Sonic goes through the portal. Metal just walks through the portal by himself. Like, at no point is Metal in a psychokinetic hold near one of the portals in the issue, so I can't help you there. Unless you mean a different issue, but I can't think of what you're referencing.
Alrighty, well, I mean, try again, I guess. Chris A., do you think Hellboy deserves a TV show just like The Mask, whether it be animated or live action?
Like The Mask, insofar as The Mask was a movie that got a animated adaptation, yeah. I think a Hellboy animated series, like straight to Netflix adult animation, would be really cool. If you mean like how The Mask Saturday morning cartoon was a pale comparison to the original because it was a quick cash-in, no, Hellboy deserves better than that.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree on both counts. Next up from Diane W. If Sonic Boom got a Season 3, what would you want from it? To have the series be more adventurous like it was originally intended? An origin story for Sonic and Eggman showing them as friends before they were enemies? Or for Shadow explaining why he's the way he is? More recurring appearances of Percy, Cliff, Q, and C? And the rest of the characters that only appeared in Rise of Lyric? Lyric returning as the major big bad? Any wild mass guessing found on TV tropes about Sonic Boom? Or do you have your own ideas? Thanks.
I think, I don't know, for me, I think the Sonic Boom formula was pretty solid as it was. You really didn't need to reinvent the wheel too much. Take the material that's there and have fun with it.
Right.
I think season 2 really hit its stride, and there's some funny stuff in there.
Definitely. That's some quality television right there.
I do like the idea of them bringing Lyric back and doing something with him, but I wouldn't want it to become too much of a serialized adventure series, because that, I feel like, would be not Sonic Boom. I know that that's what the games did, but I feel like the show was such a stronger presence for that incarnation of Sonic that it kind of set the standard. So personally, I would like to see it have remained fairly done in one comic stuff, comedy adventure, and then have maybe just a little bit of a through line, but not get too structured.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think we really need any origin stories or anything like that. Sure, bring back some of the lesser used characters. Maybe do some, maybe bring some boomified versions of other Sonic characters into there. That would be nice. It seems like a kind of a missed opportunity, sadly, to not really get to explore more of the principal Sonic cast within Sonic Boom. Could have been interesting.
I'm on the fence about that, because as great as stuff like Boom Vector was, I almost feel like Boom being its own thing should have explored its own cast a little bit more, or built its own materials. Let modern Sonic be modern Sonic. Not everything necessarily has to be one-to-one. Kind of like how I don't want to see the modern cast get fully adapted to classic. Sure, it might be fun to see what classic Shadow would look like and how that gameplay would be implemented, but I don't know. I kind of like my different jars of Sonic.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Vector was fine because he was like just really like 1.5 episodes, really. So we just got kind of a little dose of him. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Not like permanent additions to the cast or anything. Just maybe some guest appearances. Shadow only showed up a couple times. That's fine too. So yeah, things like that. I think that could just be kind of a nice little treat. You can have a little cameo as a treat. Next up, we got one from Scruffymatt. It says, "Hi diddly ho, Bumblerinos. I'd like to know what some of your favorite forgotten Sonic games are, fellas. I'm talking about the spin-offs and side games that people tend to forget exist. Stuff like Tails Adventure, Knuckles Chaotix, Sonic Labyrinth, Sonic Jump, and so on. Also, what was the worst forgotten Sonic game, and why is it Tails Skypatrol?"
You already kind of hit the highlights. Tails Adventure is phenomenal. Like, I dare say perfect.
What's funny is because I have not played it, and I probably really should fix that.
And Knuckles Chaotix, as weird as it is a neat thing.
Yeah. I like Chaotix.
Sky Patrol, I wouldn't say is the worst. It's brutally unforgiving, to be sure. But I would say Sonic Labyrinth is more of a dumpster fire. It's not remotely fun, whereas Sky Patrol, I felt like I was challenged. Labyrinth felt like I was being punished.
Yeah. I like Spinball, personally.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Spinball. I'm a Spinball apologist, so, I'm into it. I'll take it. I've always liked Spinball. It's brutally difficult, like almost impossible to get past the machine, but still, I like Spinball. So I'll go with that. The worst forgotten Sonic game, I don't know. Something on the Game Gear, probably. Yeah. Probably like, I don't want to say Sonic Drift because it's fine, but it's not like it's a bad game. It does what it sets out to do, and it's okay, but yeah. I don't know. It's the only thing I can think of. Digamma F. Wow is next with a question. What are Tangle, Whisper, and Jewel's respective favorite foods?
I should have done my research on this, because I know we touched on Tangles at least.
Yeah, we have. I don't remember what it was.
I want to say it was something like strawberries.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like Whisper kind of fell in the same realm. It was like shortcake. So they could get along very well that way.
And Jewel?
As for Jewel is someone who is refined, someone who is low-key, someone who isn't uptight but does have an eye for the finer things in life. So I'm going to say double sauce chicken wings.
Oh, yeah.
It is her guilty pleasure. She will never admit it. Tangle is the only one that knows, because like Friday night was wing night and they would just like hang out and watch bad movies and become just disgustingly sauced up by going through 20 buckets of wings.
Uh-oh, $20? There's no money in Sonic's world.
No, buckets.
Oh, buckets. Oh, okay.
They depopulated entire flicky colonies.
I think. Holy crap, dude!
No, these are chicken wings. Excuse me, clucky wings. Clucky
yeah,
wings.
cluck wings. Yeah, that's dark. I like it. Also,
Sonic's running around going, "Oh no, Eggman's at it again!" It's like, nope, just girls' night.
I think Discord cut off buckets, so it sounded like you said $20. Like,
$20 a wings. Is
$20 a wings is not a heck of a lot. No,
that's enough to get you started.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Next up, we have a question from Off. Hey, Ian, asking for a friend, since you're making a Sonic Encyclopedia with Dark Horse, how high are the chances of seeing a Sonic timeline / chronology in the Encyclopedia, akin to the Zelda Goddess trilogy of the Encyclopedia books that they also published?
There's not going to be a dedicated timeline, but there will be acknowledgement of some of the funkier things that came along.
Oh boy.
As the saying goes, everything is canon.
Much like everything is cake. I like cake. Next up, Sapphire Scarletta. I know that shipping isn't your thing, Ian. You might have some trauma because of some past shipping drama from that rabid part of the fan base, but I want to know your thoughts on if Shadow and Rouge would be a good couple. Only asking because I do think they do have great chemistry together, especially in the past where Shadow actually does care about her and her thoughts, and likewise for Rouge. And also the fact that Rouge is one, and if not the only person Shadow considered a close friend, showing the level of trust he has for Rouge. I hope you don't mind this question, just generally curious.
Shipping questions are fine so long as they're taken in the, general thoughts on the matter. Answering this is going to, light up my replies with, how could you be so wrong about these characters you clearly don't understand? And that's what's tiresome.
Yeah.
But just shipping in general is fine. It's when you load the cannons and go to war at sea, I get tired of it. But I guess it could work, but I don't see Shadow really getting romantically involved with anyone. And the only scene that really sticks out to me is at the end, towards the end of 06, where Rouge kind of drops her guard and says that she will be on Shadow's side no matter what, for always. I take that more as a partnership and a deeper understanding and trust between two people that normally would not open themselves up to anyone. Almost like she is his knight, more or less, and vice versa. I mean, I guess you could read in a romantic angle into it, but I see it as more of a very strong platonic bond.
Next question is from Awesome Cakester. Do you think some characteristics, like Silver in Team Sonic Racing, Mighty in Mania Adventures, and Fang, Bean, and Bark being labeled hooligans, were inspired or even nods to your work over in the comics?
From my understanding, and don't take this as ironclad, but Mighty kind of, hooligans almost assuredly, but it wasn't like it was a singular, let us do this for Ian. It was, this is what the characters have been kind of known for because of the comics. Let's try to incorporate that into the greater brand. There were a lot of other people who were just as big of Sonic fans, if not bigger than I am, working a lot of different angles to get Mighty and the hooligans back into the book. Not the book, into the games. So I can't in good conscience claim any kind of credit. It's just I kind of helped keep the torch going within the popular media for a time so that it could move on into bigger and better things. If I had any kind of influence, it was very small and on the peripheral.
Yeah. Don't forget about Ray's shoes, though. That's important.
Yeah, Ray's shoes, they're not exactly the same as the ones designed by Aleah Baker, but they're close enough that it kind of makes me go,
Oh yeah. They were looking at stuff. I don't know what the Silver in Team Sonic Racing is referring to, though.
Maybe just in that his characterization seemed a little more of the adorable cinnamon roll which is kind of how I approach him.
Yeah.
Rather than in other incarnations, it's just he's very super serious in that try hard kind of way, which is still within the same kind of wheelhouse. But yeah, Team Sonic Racing Silver did sound a little closer to some of the stuff I'd done comic wise.
We already have a try-hard character. His name is Shadow. We don't need another one.
He doesn't have to try. He just is.
Keep telling yourself that, Shadow. Next up from Son Amy Channel. Ian, why do Archie Sonic fans refuse to accept that IDW Sonic will never turn into Archie Sonic? Especially since Sega of Japan and Sonic Team made it very clear for 27 years that they don't want Sally and the Freedom Fighters and won't make them canon to their video games or in movie Sonic.
Okay, you're painting with a very big brush here and very broad strokes.
Oh, yeah.
There is a small vocal section online that really want the book to be something that it isn't, or want the old book back. And, you know, I can appreciate it in that we put a lot of work into it and it was a lot of fun. But to say Archie Sonic fans in general, I think is disingenuous. There are a lot of, I would say the majority of Archie Sonic fans are just as fine with the IDW Sonic. It's not the same, but it's a Sonic comic and it's fun. And that's really all they want. You will find detractors and those who champion it on any bit of Sonic media. As for the return of the Freedom Fighters and such, they have been very much American in terms of utilization, but I think that there is a large enough and vocal enough fan base that they are aware there is some demand. And there are a lot of fans who grew up with these characters who are now in some position of power. Like myself, Aaron Weber, Christian Whitehead.
Yeah.
You know, tons of folks who are, you know, breaking into the industry and staking their claim. I wouldn't say it's impossible, you know, but I also wouldn't say hold your breath waiting. So rather than get hung up on who wants them or who doesn't want them, just enjoy what we have. And, you know, if you want to see them show up, hold out hope, make your claim, make your statement on Twitter or whatever, and then do something else. You know, just take it easy. Relax.
All right. Next question is from Noni. Ian, how it feels to chew 5 gum?
I only chew 1 gum at a time. Sometimes chew 2. Now chew 5 time.
I don't understand this question. What is
this is a reference to the 5 gum brand where you pop a piece and it's like all of a sudden this orbital space station opens up and drops 20 gallons of coolant straight in your face, or
okay,
it goes to this giant icy vista that suddenly cracks and erupts and geysers of cool air come rushing out, and then it goes to the attractive person who ate the gum and is like, it's like, yeah, it's that extremely refreshing. And it's like, it's gum, dude.
It's like a Mountain Dew.
You'll get that hint of menthol for a second, and then it's just goo. That's not just 5 gum. That's all gum.
True. I still like gum, though. It's a bad habit, I know, but, you know, I like chewing. But, yeah, okay, now I get it, because 5 gum, the brand. Okay. I didn't understand this at first. I was like, what are you talking about? Now I get it. Next up, Poppetry Populous. Ian, what anime opening could you sing right here, right now?
I still have too long a life ahead just to give up and drop all of these dreams. I just want to try and fix all the things that I've left undone. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but...
Jala, head jala. I don't know the rest of the lyrics because I don't know Japanese.
If you haven't listened to Again by Yui, the original opening for Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood,
okay,
look it up. Whether it's the truncated for the anime opening or the full song, they are both just freaking amazing. Oh, Kyle. There's a lot of good ones out there, but that's kind of like, within my top 10 fighting for top 2. It's good stuff. So good.
Nice.
Kyle,
Uh-oh.
would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 10 duck-sized horses?
I feel like avoiding a horse-sized duck would be easier, because 10 duck-sized horses could dogpile on you, or duck pile, whatever, or horse pile. But a horse-sized duck would be easier to avoid, or at least take down. You could get past the legs. Just deal with the legs. So, I guess that's it. I don't know.
I'm going to have to argue with you there.
Okay, go ahead.
If you've got a duck-sized horse, yeah, it can probably bite you pretty bad. It can probably kick you a bit bad. But it's also, roughly the size of a large boot. You can kick those things. And horse legs are already kind of spindly and easily broken. You could do some serious damage to those horses, I think, pretty quickly.
Okay.
Now, think how big a swan is.
Yeah.
It's a big bird, but it's nothing near a horse. Swans will destroy you. They will break your nose. They will gouge your flesh. You do not fight a swan on even territory. Ducks are basically smaller swans. They are angry, horrible birds. You make it horse-sized? That thing is going to knock your car over. It's going to break open the windshield, and it's going to tear you apart going the entire time.
I feel like ducks are less...
Have you even fought either of those?
Scary.
Not yet.
I would take the giant duck.
Yeah, okay. Aleah, why would...
As someone who's been injured...
Just a second. Let me redirect the mic here.
Yeah, actually, I could hear her.
Professor Duckhorse on the case.
I could hear her fairly well.
As someone who has been injured by a lot of animals,
yeah,
I would feel more confident in fighting the giant duck.
Same. I agree.
And think of all the food you would have afterward.
That's true.
Are you saying we couldn't eat the horses?
I'm just saying.
They're kind of small and muscly.
I'm just saying, you kick a bunch of horses, it's tenderized horse sashimi right there.
I'm just saying, all those horses kick you. You were scared when I just walked into a horse corral.
That's because real horses are scary monsters. We're not talking about regular horses. We're talking about duck-sized horses.
Yeah, no, horses. I grew up around.
And she just throws up her arms and walks away because I'm right.
I grew up around horses, too. I know what they do. I know what they're capable of. I've been thrown off horses. I've been kicked by horses. I mean, sure, you shrink that down to duck-sized. I mean, one of them, yeah, pretty easy. 10 of them? No.
I'm not saying you'd walk away unscathed. I'm just saying if you had, like, a hockey stick, you'd be okay.
A horse-sized duck, you can at least avoid it.
It has wings, Kyle!
Yeah. It's also a duck.
It would take flight and it would crush you before you could get to any kind of cover.
Yeah, it's just a duck. Ducks are not like swans. They are not nearly as vicious. No.
Is Kyle going to help me fight it?
Yeah, Kyle is wrong with you.
I'm on the same side as you, Lee. I can't hear her now.
Yeah, she's in the other room.
Valerie, I've been to many duck ponds. I've been chased by ducks. I've been chased by chickens. But, I was also 6 years old. Or younger. So it's fine.
Well, if you're listening to the show and you know I'm right, say so in the comments.
Yeah.
Let the entitled debate continue in the comments below. Good day to you all. I'd like to take a second to promote Art by Angel on Etsy. It's headed up by jewelry maker Angel Martin. She's a lovely lady that was recently hospitalized due to anemia. Her condition has improved, but bills are about to become a serious issue. With holidays coming up, why not support the talented artist and get your loved ones some gorgeous jewels from her? Or yourself? Why not both? Take a second to look over at her page and get some online shopping in. Thank you for your time, and be well out there. Check her out at etsy.com/shop/Art by Angel.
I just want to say, shooting a horse-sized duck would be a lot easier than shooting 10 duck-sized horses.
Granted, I will grant you that.
So, if we're going to bring weapons into this, then, yeah, I'm going with a horse-sized duck.
Well, then it becomes a question of what kind of armament you have, because that would change the fight entirely.
Yes. Of course. But whatever. Argue this amongst yourselves in the comments. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hijack the Patreon ad. But, I'm just like thinking over this. And I'm reading the chat. And I'm like, come on. Anyway, yes. Check out art by Angel. Do it. Do it now. Next up, we're breaking into the standard Q&A. Here's one from Red Scarf UK. Sega recently confirmed that Chow are gender neutral and use they/them pronouns, and that got me wondering if wisps are also genderless. Has there been any official word from Sega on whether this is the case or not? I know Yacker in Colors was referred to as male, but so was Cheese until recently, so we know Sega isn't afraid to make these changes where they deem it appropriate.
I have not heard official word one way or the other. I would assume they're gender neutral, but I don't know. Mother Wisp is visually coded to be female, and mother denotes a female gender. So the question is, how does Mother Wisp create other wisps? And I think we're getting too deep in the rabbit hole for that one. But suffice to say, I wouldn't be surprised if they were neutral as well.
Yeah. PC the Unicorn is up next. Hey Ian, it dawned on me a while ago how the Zeddy and Iron Queen have similar technology controlling powers, and I can't help but wonder a few things. Are the Zeddy more powerful than the Iron Queen in terms of manipulating machines? Would the Zeddy have been able to control New Mopotropolis similar to how Iron Queen controlled it, since it's made up of nanites? And would the Iron Queen be able to control Zombots?
Good question. I think overall Iron Queen would have been more powerful, but it would be kind of down to the circumstances and the nuances. Like Iron Queen is able to conjure random pieces of machinery into a whole so that it serves a purpose, where the Zeddy can only take over machines that are already built and functional. Like her technomancy would be able to have the pieces of a broken Motobug come together and function as a Motobug again, whereas the Zeddy would have to have the functioning Motobug to work off of. Likewise, I think the Zeddy would be able to control sections of the city, but I don't think they would have been able to control all of New Mopotropolis in the way that Iron Queen could. And in terms of Nicole, that is a very interesting question, and I kind of hate we didn't get to play with that, because that could have been fun.
Yeah, that could have been mean. In a good way.
That could have been fun and mean, or mean in a fun way.
I know, don't hurt Nicole.
Although, if Zavok were controlling Nicole, she wouldn't have gotten the awesome redesign that she did under Iron Queen. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, man, but they made her turn into a Zeddy-like Nicole? Zicole? They just turned the end sideways? And, Iron Queen would have been able to control the Zombots, no problem.
Well, then. Next up, we got one from Celeste Orion. Because I've seen it brought up in my own server, are the birds from Sonic Adventure 1 considered flickies? I have found no source online that confirms that, and on the Sonic Fandom Wiki page, Sonic Adventure 1 is not credited for flicky appearances.
As far as I know, they are flickies.
It's a fair few flickies.
Yeah. I don't see why they wouldn't be flickies.
Well, that's good. Nice flickies. Next up, Breezy has a question. Do you know what Marine's power is supposed to be? In the meager amount of fans who care about her have narrowed it down to either hydrokinesis or light. What's your personal take on it? Photokinesis. Light, yeah.
My personal take is frustration because, come on, you trot that out at the literal last second and you don't follow up on it? And no, there is no official word that I know of. It would be something I would love to delve into, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. My vote is for hydrokinesis, simply because her name is Marine. The gameplay for that game surrounds maritime travel, and it would be a fun counter to Blaze's pyrokinesis. To me, hydrokinesis just makes the most sense thematically. Now, Why she can do this, I don't know. When could she learn how to do it? I don't know. There's so many questions, but if you could just put me in the driver's seat, the hydrokinesis.
It's like the vague hints to Amy's powers.
Yeah, well, Amy's power set's all over the bloody place.
Just doesn't, just never bothered to expand on it. Mike B is up next with a question. I remember there being some rather unsettling moments in Archie Sonic post-reboot, such as Sonic and Rotor going limp when they were drowning in Waves of Change, and Nicole overheating in Panic in the Sky. Was the shock value of these events exactly as you intended, or do you feel that the artist took a more drastic approach than you intended?
In those particular instances, no, those were right on the money. That's what we were going for. There have been one or two instances where it went a little further than I thought, or see, it's been so long, it's kind of hard to say. I want to say that when Tommy gets blown to smithereens, the script called for something a little less overt, maybe a little more, here's the flash and the bang and less of the silhouette, but I could be wrong. It's been so long since I actually looked at it.
All right. Next question is from Johnny B. Good. The Archie Sonic Encyclopedia mentioned that King Sebastian Acorn, Sally's grandpa, I think, intervened in a Mercia power struggle in favor of the O'Hedge family. Could you elaborate on this, or what Mercia was like before Rob's family took power in further detail?
Nope, that was pure flavor text.
Flavor text. Delicious.
Like, if I had any greater thoughts about it, it's been lost to time. Like, it was probably one of those things where, okay, there's an entry here that has to be filled, rather than just put a name in and be name, which is boring. Let's throw in a little something to make it feel like it means something. Why do we care that there's a Sebastian Acorn? So fill in a little something there, and you know what? If we get time to explore it further, cool. If not, let it just be.
And up next, we got one from the one and only.
It is the one and only. Ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum.
I'm not sure if Ian has answered this. When Sonic goes to space in the IDW comics, it sounds like it's very similar to the Archie Sonic comic story.
Sonic hasn't gone to space in the IDW comics.
When though? When he go to space? Put Sonic in space.
I know what he's referencing. It's drawing a parallel between Sonic making the ultimate sacrifice to get rid of the metal virus and comparing him running counter to the quantum dial in the old Archie series. And if you want to parse it down to the hero does something very dangerous and appears to die but doesn't, that's one of the oldest plot conceits in written literature. Like, it's not like he ran counterclockwise to the warp topaz. He didn't get flung across space. He wasn't stopping evil aliens. He wasn't even actively trying to stop the warp topaz. He was trying to throw the thing into the black hole. So no, it's not like that at all.
And our final question this week is from none other than Godzilla. In ye olden days of Archie, the brotherhood of voyeuristic grandpas, guardians, used their connection to the Chaos Force to extend their lifespans to live way beyond the expected lifespan of your typical echidna. Would Sonic and Tails, who've each absorbed an absurd amount of chaos energy during the pre-boot days, live an extended lifespan by a few extra decades, or maybe a century? Or is chaos longevity a benefit only for those subscribed at master level or higher on Chaos Force Patreon?
I think it's more of an application of power than the power itself. Like, Sonic and Tails cashed in their power to take on super forms and do all sorts of crazy crap. The Brotherhood was much more measured in its application, never anything as bombastic, aside from, Steppenwolf, who just straight up ripped a hole in space-time. Little OP there, buddy. But, no, I think it was more that the Brotherhood, I don't want to say leached off the energy, because the Master Emerald wasn't even there for a while. It was just a singular Chaos Emerald. But it was more of them tapping into a force at low levels for an extended period of time versus just binging on chaos energy and then using it all in one go.
I don't know, man. It might have changed their genetic makeup or something to make them live longer.
I mean, you can make that argument too. There was some stuff that I wanted to play with in terms of long-term post 30 years later Sonic stuff, but that ain't gonna happen. So
yeah, pretty much. And that's it for all the questions on this episode of the BumbleKast. Before we go, we do want to give a shout out to all the lovely patrons who help make this show possible. All these fine folks who we answered questions from today. Let me go ahead and get into it here. Here we go. Big thank you to Daniel H., Salute Your Cat, Robotnik Holmes, William D., Sapphire Scarletta, Hedgewolf23, Rachel W., Invade Turbo Tunis, Noni, Off, Jonathan D., a.k.a. Inkpants, Sony, Blue Title Gamer, Andrew D., Digamma F. Wow, Papa Tree Bobolus, Matthew S., a.k.a. Scruffymatt, Chris A., John B., James K., Diane W., Jennifer R., Torchbound, Jennifer H., Lisa M., J. Frost, Piggy Bank, Daniel B., Somewhat Gooey, Godzilla, Chaos Universe, Sonic Legacy, Owen B.D., Preston M., PC the Unicorn, Koopaling Crew, Yami M., Tick Tick, Justin S., Silly String, Tukaro, Lee H.K., Overthinking Films, Don B., John M., Chauvel, Mike B., Duiz Dizdin, Samuel P., Alex P., Justin G., Dave M., Sam Cybercat, and Final Neil. Wow, we have 2 pages.
Wow.
We have more than 50. Nice. Thank you all for your support. Yes. Yes, you are. You guys are great. It's good to see some new names in there, as well as all the old favorites. Ian, where can the people find you on the internet after we're done here?
You can find me on Twitter at IanFlynnBKC, my personal website, bumbleking.com, or Drogoon, my original webcomic series with artist Adam Bryce Thomas. We have resumed our regular updates, and Adam is just a freaking beast when it comes to this art. Like right now, we're in like a small transitional period, and the script said, all right, here's a 3-panel page to show them arriving in this new location, and Adam's like, nah, I'm going to make it a 2-page spread. I'm just going to really just flex on everyone, and it looks freaking gorgeous, and oh my gosh, why are you not reading it? Go read it now! Drogoon, DROGUNE.com. Kyle, where can they find you after they're finished reading Drogoon?
You can head on over to Twitter at KyleJCRB and read my thoughts over there. Spoiler alert, they're very thoughty. I don't know what that means. And you can also head on over to kngi.org, where you can find archived episodes of the BumbleKast in MP3 downloadable format. You can also find all the podcast feed links and everything over there as well. And you can tune into my other show, Nitro Game Injection. You can listen to that one streaming live on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It's all about video game music. If you like Sonic and Sonic music, I play much Sonic music frequently, so you should check it out. Check it out. It's good. You'll find the archived episodes over there, and you can also stream live. And don't forget to also you can listen to the 24/7 stream over there if you're looking for some tunes to listen to and you're sick of whatever's on Spotify. Hey, check it out. It's happening all the time, 24/7.
Contact the show on Twitter at BumbleKast. Email us at bumblecast@yahoo.com. And listen to us on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, our YouTube channel, and kngi.org.
Don't forget to also go check out the Bumble Store, shop.spreadshirt.com/BumbleStore, to deck yourself out in some Bumble gear, or deck your house out in some Bumble accessories.
And check us out on Twitch for BumbleKast Gaming Live. That's twitch.tv/BumbleKast Gaming. We do it Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Time and kind of throughout the week. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is coming out, and I've been looking forward to losing all of my sleep and eating time to that, so you'll probably find me streaming that a lot.
Nice. That's going to do it for this edition of the BumbleKast, I think. Unless you got any last words, Ian.
I do not. I am done. Thank you so much for listening, for supporting. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. Yahoo!
Peter, we live in a society! Hey, Green Goblin! The jerk store called and it's all out of you!
You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org. Ian?
Mm-hmm.
Discord is making your voice lower and lower and lower as you were answering that question.
Huh.
Yeah.
As in softer or just deeper?
No, deeper. You sound very sophisticated right now. It is rather hilarious. This is kind of amazing.
Welcome to the BumbleKast After Dark.
Wow, now yeah. Wow, yeah, you're going way down.
Now we're talking about animals and what they feel for each other.
Whoa.
Okay, let's fix this.
Yeah, I think you just need to jump off the call and jump back in.
Yay.
No, I don't think he's got a filter on. I'm pretty sure it's Discord. You there?
I'm here.
There we go. You're back to normal.
This is Barry White bringing you the BumbleKast.
Nope. No, it's too high pitch now.
Really? It's going up now?
No. It's fine. It's just higher pitch than it was.
Should I jump off and jump on again?
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're back to normal. It's just you're trying to do the low voice, but it's not the same because
you're
not being computer assisted anymore.
That low. Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be mildly impressive when we go back through that and you listen to that again and you'll be like, whoa. But yeah, that's pretty funny. But
yeah,
I mean,
let's keep it as is.
I'm not going to say record it again because it's funny. You're deep voiced again, by the way.
Dad, come on. All right, be right back.
It's funny.
I wonder why it's doing that.
It seems like it's probably like a Discord sync issue.